Our first guest is the author of Finding Your Lost Child, Understanding Allergies, Nutrition, and Detox in Autism. I'm going to bring now to the red carpet, Ynge Ljung. How are you, Ynge? All right. Well, Ynge Ljung is the author of Finding Your Lost Child. Just start us off by telling us about your book. What is it about?
It is about things you can do for autism. There are many people, many parents who have kids on the spectrum. They don't understand why they have, for example, meltdowns, why they don't talk, why they don't do anything that the other kids do. And they don't understand that food has a lot to do. For example, often temper tantrums or meltdowns is something they ate. So, for example, in schools, if they get something with wheat and afterwards they behave like crazy, nobody puts that together with the food they got. Good food, healthy food. And for them, it's not healthy. And it's very difficult. And many parents are not informed.
So I want to give people a sense of your background. You've been, I know, working with children with a diagnosis of autism for 15 years. But tell people about your background and how you came to this work.
I am an acupuncture physician, and for over 20 years. About 18 years ago, I started to incorporate allergies in my treatments because a lot of the pains and aches people get is on meridians for the digestive meridian, so to speak. If you have a shoulder pain, it goes over the gallbladder and other digestive meridians.
And you actually have an allergy kit that helps people treat these allergies.
Yes, I have developed a kit that everybody's allergic to the basic foods, even if they don't think they have allergies. But we are, through the food we are eating that is not clean and has glyphosate, for example, it's all toxic. So more and more our digestive systems are getting destroyed, and allergies are getting more and more prevalent. So they have to be treated. And with the Allergy Kit, they can treat themselves.
So obviously allergies affect all different, I'm just going to pull you a little closer to me. My arm's getting sore. But allergies have lots of different effects on people. Why did you pick to write this book about autism?
Because I had autistic children. About 15 years ago, I started to get autism in my office. And I saw how little information there was for these parents and how lost they were when they have, the kids don't develop as they are supposed to, and they have especially the sleep and the temper tantrums. It destroys so much in the family. It destroys the families themselves. There's a lot of divorces in these families. And I saw the suffering and realized that I have to write, I have to give out the information that there is hope, that you can do something. It's not hopeless.
Yeah, well, it's such a powerful message. I'm going to share one of our audience questions. And by the way, if you have a question, now is a great time to pop it into the comments or the chat. But Amy from Berwick, Maine asks, what was your biggest block or your biggest obstacle or challenge, and how did you overcome it?
In
writing your book.
Writing my book. I started writing a book 4 or maybe even 5 years ago, and got stuck. I probably thought I didn't know enough, I wasn't good enough, all these things that come into your head. And last year I had an ad on Facebook about the author incubator. So I applied, because you have to apply, and spoke to you. And I thought, well, maybe this will make me write my book finally.
So I'm going to tell you what I would be curious about if I were watching you. And we haven't talked about this, but hopefully you'll be comfortable talking about it. It does not seem that English is your first language.
No.
So a lot of people, and we do have about 10% of our authors have English as a second or third language for them. But I know one of the things I would be thinking is like, hey, English isn't my first language. How am I going to write a book in English? Was that ever an obstacle for you? We never really talked about it, but did you ever think about it?
No, not really. I have an accent, but my English is.
So you weren't worried about your English. So I think a lot of times people have something in their own story that makes them feel like, wow, I'm not going to be able to do this. And I know, like for you, you definitely didn't come to us with a ton of computer skills. And I've watched you, we're turning you into an expert. You had to really overcome some of those challenges.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How do you think you were able to do that? Even doing the application, I think there were a couple follow-up emails from you, like, I think I did this wrong.
Yes, especially the techie things. And of course, sometimes with the language, but that's not a problem. I always get an answer on that. And with the tech, well, I have kind of complained, I can't find this. Getting hysterical, I can't find this, I don't know how to do this. Where do I go? What do I do?
And then you always do it.
Well, I always get help.
You get help.
Yes.
That was your key.
Yes.
So where were some of the ways you got help with the technical challenges of writing a book?
Well, both on Facebook and through the back end that you have, that we can ask and do anything.
Uh-huh.
So, and that is a great help. I mean, when I wrote my book myself, when I started with the author incubator, I realized it was totally wrong. It was the totally wrong book for the totally wrong audience, and because I didn't know squat.
Do you think that's part of why you were able to finish this?
Absolutely, I wouldn't have without it.
So this is what I think. I actually think we're smarter than we think. And so if you've been working on a book for 5 years like Ynge has and you haven't finished, my theory behind this is that it's your inner author is trying to communicate to you, like, hey, you're doing something wrong here and this isn't going to work. And usually the way that shows up is changing ideas or procrastinating or not getting back to your manuscript or starting another book. And without that system, you can end up in a loop for many people for years or even decades.
Yes, and we are only robbing our clients, our people that we really can help.
Yeah.
And it's ours to do. So thank you.
Yes.
Have been a great help.
Thank you. Well, I know there are lots of people out there dealing with allergies. So whether you have autism or not, definitely check out the Allergy Kit. I think it's the allergykit.com.
Yes.
So definitely check out the Allergy Kit because it's an amazing way to address all of the toxins that are pretty much unavoidable now for those of us here. But if you do know somebody who has a child with an autism diagnosis, make sure you send them a copy right now, or the link to get a free copy, only available today, of Ynge Ljung's Finding Your Lost Child, Understanding Allergies, Nutrition, and Detox in Autism. Thank you so much for sharing your message.